Hello, everyone. It's Lori Staley, Addicted Stamper with Stampin' Up. It is Tuesday night at 8, so it is time for our live. I'll give you a minute or two to find me and let you catch up with me because I know there's a delay since I come in through Zoom. I can't believe it's November 8th. It's a big day. Make sure to say hello if you're here with me so that I know I'm not talking into outer space, right? It's always easier to do this when I know I have someone I'm actually talking to rather than just talking into space, but I can do that too if I need to. Oh, I've got some two really pretty fall cards for you. They're for a few days. I thought maybe we were moving right back into summer here in South Central Pennsylvania because our temperatures were in the mid 70s, and we were even in New York, Corning, New York, up around the Finger Lakes this weekend, and it was in the 70s up there as well. So, but today it was a little chilly. So the cats wanted to go out on the porch, and I let them out, but it was a little chilly while that door was open. All right, I'm going to do some business share, and then we're going to hop right into our project. So again, please mention or say hello when you join me. Let me know where you're watching from if you're a new watcher. I always like to know where folks are coming from. So it is November. Hey, Connie, good to see you. Hi, Donna. Yeah, you made it. I'm glad you made it. It is November. And hi, Verna. If you are not aware, Stampin' Up! Launched a collection of new products called Fitting Florets November 1st. This is a product, well, part of it is a product that will be available in the upcoming catalog. In the mini catalog that launches in January, the framed floret stamps and dies will be available. But the beautiful gold embellishments, the framed and festive Christmas greeting stamp set, and the beautiful designer series paper will not be offered in the January catalog. It is only available while supplies last. And if it is, even if there's inventory left, they won't carry it forward into the January catalog. So, well, oh, you're in the Outer Banks. Hi, Christy. Have fun. So make sure if this is something that's on your wish list, you grab at least the paper, the Christmas set, and the embellishments before they sell out or the end of the year hits, right? But it is very pretty. We've done a lot with it. I'm working on a quick class. I'm going to try to turn around here in the next week or so for you, using a couple of cards that I've done already, but then some that you haven't seen. So that'll be fun. And there's 2 days left to sign up for Paper Pumpkin. This is from the North Pole. This is our gift tags. It coordinates with the Paper Pumpkin from this October's kit, which had the cute Santa heads in. And it also has a coordinating little add-on, the North Pole bags, which you can pick up in my online store. I think they're $4 for a pack of 10 or 12. So it's a pretty good deal. But you could put little gifts in there, little gift cards, etc. But you have to be a subscriber by November 10th. Okay. Hey, Carol. Hi, Betty. Speaking of Paper Pumpkin, if you are a current subscriber or you sign up now to get, say, the November kit, tomorrow and Thursday only, Paper Pumpkin subscribers are eligible to receive up to 50% off any past kits or add-ons that are in my online store. This is a promotion that Stampin' Up! Is offering. Again, it's only Wednesday and Thursday, November 9th and 10th. And it's while supplies last. So I don't know how much of everything they have left, but they're offering them at 50% off, which is a great deal. And if you have some young kids on your Christmas list, you know, maybe teenagers, or even 10 and up, kits make a great Christmas present, especially if they already like to do crafty things, because it has most everything in it that you're going to need in order to complete the projects, right? And there's some cute ones out there, especially for kiddos. So check those out, grab that special deal. Remember, with a minimum $30 product order on my website using this month's host code, you will be eligible for my November Just Card kits, absolutely free, with the exception of postage. If you're long distance, right, we do ask the $4 postage to ship these out to you. But these are the kits for November, so you can earn those for free with a minimum $30 product purchase. You can, if you're local, you can come to the in-person class or do a porch pickup. Again, we will mail these kits out the second week of December with a $4 postage payment required. All right, so that's Paper Pumpkin. That's what's happening right now. Thanksgiving is just around the corner, so I've got some really pretty fall cards I want to share with you tonight. But I just want to show you these. These were done with the fitting florets. This is what we did last Tuesday night together. Just as a reminder, this is a cute little bookbinding fold that we did. And then this one is an easel card. I'm big on easel cards right now. I'm not really sure why, but I seem to be making a lot of them. And that was done with the beautiful designer series paper, but we muted it just a little bit. We toned those colors down by adding a layer of vellum back there. And the winner of these is Verna Freer. So Verna, I know I'm going to see you in about a week and a half, so I'm going to hold on to these for you unless you'd like me to mail them to you. Just let me know, and we can work that out. So congratulations on that. All right. I thought I had posted it. I do. I want to write your name on there because it's time to do mailings again. All right. So let me show you the first card we're going to make. And this was actually a card that we did in my club last month. And this is also a little bit of a fun fold. It could easily be converted into a Thanksgiving card, but I just went with the generic autumn wishes. You can use that for anything. You can use that for an anniversary. If it's in the autumn, you can use it for birthday. You can use it for somebody who might get a promotion or a new job, anything, because then I've left the inside of it blank for you so that you can write your message accordingly. We are going to do that one together. I'm going to show you how to create that fun fold first. So this is just a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of cardstock. I scored it at 4 1/4, and then you see my Post-it note here. We're going to cut this at 2.5 to the score line, and then we'll just trim that portion off. So it's very easy to create this fun fold. I'm going to go to 2.5. So I'm lining the bottom edge of my card up, and I could actually cut from the score line if I wanted to do it that way, which I might actually do that. Let's see if I can line that up pretty well. So we're going to cut that at 2.5, and then I'm going to flip it around to 4 1/4, and I'm going to cut down to the cut line and just pull that out. And now you have a great piece of scrap, right? Not quite big enough to use as our front layer, but certainly you can use that piece of scrap for something else, right? And we just fold on our remaining score line. So that's a pretty easy one, huh? Deckled frames or deckled rectangles are one of my favorites right now. Sometimes I just gravitate over and over to the same dies, right? I don't know if you do that or not. This is a mess probably because I don't have it on a magnetic sheet yet, but it will be going. I have to see how much I like it to know if it's going to stay in my inventory. And I like this one enough that this one's going to stick around. But we have, as you can see here, several sizes. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sizes, with the largest being just about your full card front. So this one would be your 5 1/4 by 4, or maybe even 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 layer. So how cool is that, that you can do almost the whole card front down the whole way to just a little rectangle that would make a great greeting size, right? I have been in my studio all day and my fingers don't necessarily want to do what I want them to do anymore today. All right, and then we're also going to bring in the stitched rectangles, and I know you guys have seen these before. This is also a well-loved set, and again, a crazy number of dies in here. One that's almost square, not quite, still a little bit of a rectangle. I like this one also for single line greetings, but then you have all of these and all of these. And again, this one is just about the same size as that deckled that would go over and give you that big layer in the background, right? So there are, how many are in here? There are 13 dies in here. So that's a lot of dies. And then of course, we're using the beautiful Cottage Wreath set and the dies. We're going to stamp some leaves and some acorns and cut them out. And of course, I use the dies to cut the wreaths out. And the Autumn Wishes comes from Fond of Autumn. Okay, right there. So lots of fall product, lots of fall colors. Actually, apparently Cajun Craze is my favorite fall color because I also used it on the next project. So here we go. We've got some of the gingham cottage paper, black and white on the one side, and then the pumpkin on the other. And I'm going to layer that onto a layer of crumb cake. Who has the Cottage Wreath bundle? Anybody have this one? It's one of my favorites, and I'm very sad because I was working with it the other day on something else, and I suddenly realized that my spider stamp is gone. I don't know where Spidey went, but he's on an adventure. So I'm trying to decide if I want to buy another stamp set to replace just the spider or just learn to live without it. So those are just layered on there. I did, as I said, use the deckled rectangles, and I cut one out of the Cajun Craze and then another out of the Very Vanilla. And then this is done with the stitched rectangles. And we're going to stamp the Autumn Wishes on there in the Cajun Craze, I believe. And I'm looking in my project box, but I'm not seeing my Cajun Craze. And apparently I put it back on my ink rack. So let me grab that. We will take that up. If you do not have the Cottage Wreath, Carol does, Donna does. Awesome. Do you love it? I love this one. I always like our wreath sets though, for some reason. All right, so that's going to go down here at the bottom. I already did the die cutting to get our wreath. Of course, Cajun Craze and pumpkin pie to pull in the colors that we're using on the card front. I did not put adhesive sheet on the back of this die. And the main reason was if you want to pop that up, pop any of those leaves up on the wreath, if you use the adhesive sheet, then you can't do that. So I'm just putting it right on what would be the vine of the wreath. And that leaves you the option. Now, I'm not saying I will pop any up tonight, but you certainly could to get yourself a fuller looking wreath, correct? But I do really like how those two die cuts layer together. I'll just give that a beat to set. And that's going to go at the very top. Again, we're going to mount that. So I'm going to go back with the Tombow. I had a real fun library class last night here locally. Made cards with 11 folks. That was fun. It's always fun to get together and stamp, right? And now that we're getting a little braver, and hi, Corinne, thank you. Doing more in person. Of course, I was up in Corning, New York last weekend doing a workshop with some of you that are on here with me, actually, right? And we had a good time too. So yes, I am back to in-person parties, workshops, whatever you refer to them as. They're not work, so I'm not really sure why we ever called them workshops. They're just a lot of fun. I'm going to pop 2 little mini dimensionals on the back of our bow. I'm going to place that right up here at the top. And then we have a 3-leaf image and the tiniest little acorn. Okay. So I did the leaves in crushed curry, Mary Merlot, and mossy meadow. And I actually did go ahead and stamp and die cut those in advance, but I really want to show you this acorn. Now it's going to be almost impossible probably for you to see it, but you can see the delineation on looking at the stamp between the cap and the body of the acorn. And again, I don't know if that's going to show up on the camera or not. So to me, I'm like, okay, I need to color this with markers the first time I used it. And I was using probably early Espresso and maybe Crumb Cake or soft suede and Crumb Cake. I could not get that to come out to save my life. It was messy. It didn't look right. So I finally gave up and I'm like, I'm just going to stamp it in Crumb Cake and then color it if I have to. Are you ready? Nope, you don't have to. This is one of our distinctive stamps. And as you can see, I just inked it in the Crumb Cake and I got a lighter shade for the body and a darker shade for the cap. That is pretty cool in my book. So then all you have to do is stamp it once and you're ready to die cut it. Hi, Tina. Good to see you. So I did die cut those as well, but I definitely wanted to show you that so nobody else struggled like I did when I first got the stamp set and started playing with it. I think that's pretty cool. But you definitely want to have a little bag handy because look how tiny these little pieces are, right? So we need some Mary Merlot. We need 2 Mary Merlot, 2 crushed curry, 2 mossy meadow. And then I'll have an extra Mary Merlot or 2. There's something stuck behind that one. Oh, it's an acorn, yes. And we need 3 acorns. So we've got our acorns, we've got our leaves, and I'll have a couple extra leaves that I'll put back in that little bag and put them in with my stamp set. So the next time I want leaves in those colors, I won't have to stamp. I'll be ready to go. I'm going to use my Tombow and just do little dots. Again, you could put the adhesive sheet on the back of your die or the back of your paper before you stamp and die cut, but I did not because they're so tiny. I think it might be harder to work with them and get the backing off of the adhesive sheet. I'm going to go right here in the center at the bottom and put a couple dabs of glue, just like that. And then I'm going to take a mossy meadow leaf and a Mary Merlot leaf. And I'm going to do the same thing up here. Do a couple dabs of glue. I'm going to do a crushed curry leaf. Let me do this one this way. See, they want to stick to your fingers. Once that Tombow gets on your fingers, look out, right? And let's do, what do we want to do? We're going to do a mossy meadow up here, I think. Mixing it up a little bit. Just get him right there. And then one more set over here. Okay. And here we're going to do crushed curry up here and Mary Merlot down here. And I left the centers open because we're going to actually put a little acorn in between there. So just a little dab will do you, right? There used to be a product that we said that about. Anybody remember what that was? Yeah. And I love the putty end on my Take Your Pick tool. It makes picking these up so easy and manipulating them into the spot that I want them to go in. There's our wreath with all of our little accessories on. I am going to pick up my leaves and put them back in the little bag. Maybe I'm going to pick them up. Because look, I had an extra bow too. I'll just stick that in the bag as well. Dippity do hair gel. That's it, Carol. You're right. Now I can even see the commercial in my head. That's scary. It's a scary place to be, in my head. All right, so hopefully that shows up on camera for you. And now we are going to put this together. Remember to comment and give me a thumbs up and share the video for me. I really appreciate that. It does help YouTube know that you like what you see me doing and allows me to do more of it. Oh, thank you. Now I am going to take that crumb cake again. This is the bottom. This is the inside of our card. I'm going to leave it blank. So as I said, you can adapt it to any particular season or event that you want, but I'm just going to stamp a row of crumb cake acorns across the bottom. Just add a little bit more interest in there. You can do it across the top as well if you wanted more. I just love the little acorns and I had to use them a little bit more. And they're a lot easier to work with when you don't have to trim them out. I do think that's very cool the way the stamp is cut to give you that shading with absolutely no effort on your part. So we'll put that on the inside. Then this piece we're going to mount right there. Very, very important. Remember to only apply your adhesive at the bottom portion, right? Not further up or you will seal your card shut. We just did something like that last week, I think it was. And I mentioned there that I do have several people who forget that when we're making cards in club. I actually put my adhesive right on the panel on the card front rather than the back of the layer that we're adding just to be safe. And then our Autumn Wishes is going to go across the top, side, bottom. Oh my, what is that? Dates me. Yeah, me too. Me too. So just a little bit crooked. I'm going to try to straighten it out there. There we go. And this I'm going to pop up with dimensionals as well. But preferably not minis. What do you think? I think we need something a little bigger than minis for that. There we go. We'll do 3 across there. Oh, thanks, Betty. Just center that right between the edges of the vanilla die cut. And then we're going to add some champagne rhinestones. They're one of my favorite embellishments for the fall. That golden color fits right in. And I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool again. I'm going to use the large ones on the wreath itself in between where we placed our leaves and acorns, but that only left me space for 2, right? So how do we solve our rule of 3s? We put one in the center of the bow. Okay, and then look, we also have our triangle going on there. And then I'm going to use the tiny ones on the outside of the greeting. And we still have our odd number. We still have 5. I do too. Fall, you've heard me say it before. If you follow me, fall is my favorite time of the year. It absolutely is. I don't get to enjoy it very much because I'm always so busy, but that's okay. It's still my favorite time of the year. And there we go. There is our fall autumn wishes card that you can use for any occasion. And it's an easy fun fold. And don't we all love the easy fun folds, right? Plus, I really do like that Gingham Cottage Designer Series paper that has so many different colors in that pack. And it's a 48 sheet pack. So it's definitely a good value. Of course, they're all double-sided as well. Okay, so that is our first project. We're going to move over to our second project. I am repurposing tonight because this one we did at my team meeting last month. And this plays with Nature's Harvest, which is one of my favorite carryover stamp sets in the annual catalog. I absolutely adore this set. It was bundled back in January or June through December mini catalog, and it was $53 then. Now I believe it's no longer a bundle, so it would be priced accordingly. But I love the images. I love the different greetings in here. Sending healing thoughts. May nature's beauty bring peace to your soul. A reminder to never forget how much you mean to me and so many others. And I think that is such a good message to share with each other and to support each other, especially in times of trials and tribulations that our country's been going through for the last few years, right? Sometimes people just need a reminder that they're important to somebody. Okay, and then here's all the dies. Look at this, is the cute little flower. I have it in here from another project. That's that cute little flower stamp. And then we've got tons and tons of dies. This, I think, is supposed to be a cone flower. That's what I call it anyway. But you've got all these fabulous dies, fabulous tags for the greetings. They're sized to fit the greetings. Tree, cut out your stamped images. This one goes over the stamp. I just absolutely love, love, love this set. So we used this set, this die, where'd it go? And the tree die on here for our background. And then we used the pumpkin and the label and the sunflowers from Hello Harvest, which is one of the current fall sets in the mini catalog. And there's a whole suite of products with that one. I'm going to lay that over there and fight with that later. So that's this one. Okay. And I'm not seeing my die set, so hopefully I find it because I think I have to cut something out here. All right, so again, with the Cajun Craze and the Crumb Cake, right? Those just speak fall to me. We're just going to do some layering first off. I tell my husband all the time, I swear there's gremlins in our house, because I did pack these kits earlier and went through them to make sure everything was in them. And then I try to stay away from them, right? Because invariably, if I'm designing, I might go pull something out of a kit that's ready to come on live with you guys, and then it's not there. But I really feel like I wasn't doing that tonight or today. Maybe I did. Beautiful Hello Rustic Harvest Designer Series paper, right? This is just the crushed curry pattern with the black and white acorns on the back. The cool thing about this pack of paper is that it has all black and white patterns on one side and all the colored designs on the other. So this is all on page 49, both the stamps and the dies, and then that beautiful Designer Series paper. And I really can't tell you which one's my favorite. I really like the pumpkins. I really like the gourds. I really like the crushed curry. And I really like the black and white fall leaves because you can color those with your blends, right? So that's page 49. You'll find all the Hello Harvest products. And then in the main catalog, page 68, it is still a bundle. The Nature's Harvest is still bundled in here for $53. So you can grab it at a 10% discount as well. And again, that's on page 68. All right, let's go ahead and mount this. We're going to center that. This is again the deckled, right? Apparently this is one that I just sat and designed. with all the same products, right? Not quite. We did bring in some additional stamp sets. And then I have my inside piece. I'm going to go ahead and stamp. This is a birthday card. So we're going to go ahead and stamp the inside. I'm going to use early espresso for that. Yeah, the extra dies are fabulous in this one. Gives you lots of versatility. So this greeting says, birthdays are a reminder that life should be celebrated. And that one comes from an annual catalog stamp set called Cottage Wreath. And it has a lot of greetings in it as well. Reaching out with friendship and caring, wishing you happiness today and always for the lifetime of love you've given me, and here for you every step of the way. Plus, thank you, smile, friend, and just for you. Fun, fun stamp set. Okay, so we're going to mount that on the inside, and then I'm going to go over to my design table because apparently my dies are over there, which is very strange. Very vanilla. You know, if you follow me, you know I don't often use very vanilla, but for fall, that seems to be one of my go-to colors. Before I go find the dies, I have some adhesive sheet here and just a strip of Mossy Meadow cardstock. Now I'm using up old inventory here. I found I had a pack of our adhesive sheets from the last time we offered them. So that's why mine look a little different than yours would if you were purchasing it. Doesn't have the sticky or the writing on them anymore. And we're just going to mount that to the back of the Mossy Meadow cardstock. So you saw I just peeled the paper backing off and then I just mounted it to my cardstock. Let me grab those dies real quick. Real quick, might have been optimistic. Those dies are not on my design table. Nor are they in either one of my kits. I might be fussy cutting. That's weird. Okay, well, I don't think I can fussy cut the greens, but I can definitely, and I can't fussy cut the pumpkins either. Ha! Well, let's pull out the rest of the goodies here. So I did go ahead and pre-cut our pieces that we're going to use in the back of our design. And there's our label that we're going to use. I did use the copper foil to cut out the coneflower. And I just used a short piece because you don't need the full stem. It's going to be hidden behind the pumpkin, hopefully, because I'm going to be able to find those dies. But we're going to keep working here for a little bit. And we're going to take, this whole thing is just weird. Got some blends here to color with. I'm going to check the other kit to make sure I didn't mix them up. Crazy, crazy, crazy. So the stamp and the dies are somewhere together. I'm going to go look one more time. well, we're going to drop back and punt, and I'm just going to tell you how I did this because both the stamp and the die are not anywhere to be found, which is kind of crazy. So let me tell you about this card. And I'm sorry, guys, because I really did put them in there today. I cut the pumpkins, and I can't even show you the pumpkins because I don't have the dies, but there are pumpkin dies. This is what we say, adapt, right? Adapt quickly. These two pieces in your die set make up a pumpkin. It's really cute. I took a blending brush and pumpkin pie ink, and I sponged the edges of the pieces, and then I mounted the centerpiece with dimensionals. I die cut some of the greenery from there. There's cute little sprigs of twine or vines that you can die cut out. That's why I put the adhesive sheet on the back, because it's real easy to peel that off then and just mount those to your pumpkins. And I stamped and colored the sunflowers, stamped them, of course, a memento on a piece of vanilla. And then I used light so saffron, dark pumpkin pie. And then these are two of the natural tones, this SU 300 and the SU 100. I did the 300 in the very center and then the 100 around the center. So you had that double shading in the center of the flower. I colored the entire flower with So Saffron and added the dark pumpkin pie for the detail. And then die cut those out, popped everything in behind the pumpkin, mounted it to the back of the pumpkin, put the pumpkin on the card, put your vines on, and then put your flowers on with dimensionals. And then, of course, the greeting is done and die cut as well. And that's just adhered with adhesive. I didn't put any more dimensionals underneath this because it was already under the pumpkin layer. Okay. And then I just added some of the rustic dots to it. So that is how I made the card. And I am so sorry because I seriously have no idea where the dies or the stamp went. I'm going to check the box to make sure the stamp didn't find its way back in there. Well, I do have the stamp. I can do that's just the weirdest thing in the world. I cannot answer that one. That darn elf. I agree, Corinne. That's crazy. It is crazy. I don't know. And I'm really hoping they turn up and somehow they didn't end up in the trash because my husband just went through and did trash right before I went live. So I might be digging through trash later. But let me show you how to color, at least color the sunflowers, because they did turn out really, really quite nice. All right, so as I said, this is the light So Saffron with the memento, because of course we're using the blends. So you want to make sure that you are using a colored ink that will not bleed. Then I took the dark pumpkin pie and added the detail, the shading, if you will. And without that pumpkin, I can't really build the card. The lighter of the two is the SU 300. I just did the whole center. And you could stop there because there's definitely detail in the stamped image that gives it a little bit of shading. I wanted to give it a little bit more. So I literally just took the 100 and went around it and left the light color right in the very center and then die cut them out. Look at your die when you have it because you can definitely tell top versus bottom, right? And that'll help you get it lined up a little bit quicker. These I mounted with dimensionals, as I said, across the top of the pumpkin. I did not do the stem for the pumpkin. There was no need to. You don't see it. And again, I sponged the edges of the large die cut and then the center die cut, which I popped up on dimensionals. Okay. So I do apologize for that. I hope I find it. I will put the measurements and all the instructions, or not the instructions, but all the measurements up for both cards that I tried to share with you tonight. And I hope you enjoyed at least the first one. Maybe you like the second one too. That's a first for me, but we do drop back and punt as we have to. And my apologies. Please remember to comment, like, And if you are not a subscriber, please subscribe and hit the bell, if you will, so that you are notified when I'm live again. Come over on my Facebook page, follow me there, follow me on Pinterest. And if you don't have a demonstrator that you're working with, I would love to be your demonstrator and help you with your Stampin' Up! Journey. You can find me at addictedstamper.stampinup.net. And I'm on Facebook Live on Thursday morning at 10 with coffee and cards. I think we're doing Santa's delivery. So got some really cute cards to share with you there. Thank you so much. Be safe. Take care until I see you again. Bye, guys.